I've offended an entire community of people. I've damaged my reputation within that whole community, and that's kind of my journey here and what I'm trying to get past.
You're not in touch with yourself. You're not grounded in your body.
You guys like Jell-O?
Not really.
So far on my journey to become a better man, I've been looking at the future and trying to build myself as a person for moving forward. However, sometimes in order to do that, you have to look back into the past. And that's what I've been doing lately, and I actually have a confession to make.
At the ventriloquist convention, you'll find everything.
2017, I covered a ventriloquist convention, and in the heat of the moment, I referred to one of them as an asshole. I truly liked everyone I'd met at the convention, except for Jeff Dunham, who's a real asshole. Recently, I did a podcast with the ventriloquists themselves, and I thought it was just kind of a standard interview, it was gonna be a lot of fun, but they really went off on me.
You called Jeff Dunham an asshole in the video, which was, among the ventriloquists, rather controversial.
I'm just saying that me personally was offended by some of the material.
I'm not sure how well your argument there stands
So
up.
you've been to a show, you said you've seen his crowd?
Sorry, you're kind of cutting out.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Sorry, I just lost you.
I can hear you now. You sound better, actually.
So in order to try to overcome these regrets I have of what I did with the ventriloquists, I'm gonna have to try to learn to forgive myself. All right, so in order to forgive myself, I'm gonna seek spiritual healing. I'm in British Columbia right now, on Vancouver Island, heading to meet a group of alternative people. Fuck. All right, so I've landed, no, I shouldn't say landed, right? I've arrived. So I'm in Vancouver Island. What the fuck does that mean? And in order to address this regret of mine, I'm meeting with, fuck, sorry. I'm two in my head now. Let me just take a sip of water and chill for a second.
You called Jeff Dunham.
The trauma from my experience with the ventriloquist was really throwing off my ability to get in the zone. And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, I got mooned. And then I repeated the exact same mistake that got me here in the first place. That was fucking crazy though, I got mooned. What an asshole. What an asshole. What an asshole. What an asshole. I clearly needed some real help. I had arrived at a sacred location to spend the weekend with a self-described alternative community who live a nomadic lifestyle. They knew that I was here to heal myself from inner regret, but what they did not know were the exact details of my experience. But when I felt good and ready, I would give them the full story.
Elevate your mind to a higher vibration.
They're already welcoming us, which is good.
Hey,
Taji.
Mehdi.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Taji. Very nice to meet you. Hello, how's it going? Hi. The people that I had met so far were all super welcoming. And as I made my way through a magical forest, I knew now that the moment had begun to embark on my journey of self-forgiveness.
We're just gonna hold it here for a couple hours.
My healing journey had begun with some meditation. The act of meditation is said to help liberate the mind. But with the weight of the ventriloquist world on my shoulders, I was worried that the trauma would be too much of a distraction.
You called Jeff Dunham an asshole. An asshole. An asshole. An asshole.
I'm not sure how well your argument there stands up.
That, I think, is the main thing that has troubled me. It felt entitled. So you've been to a show, you said you've seen his crowd. What offends you about it? I was just curious why you had such animosity there. Can you hear me? Hello?
Do you think you're here by some coincidence or something? No, you're not. Maybe these cameras are here and, you know, they're filming and everything, but there's actually a truth beyond what the superficial seems to be behind the camera's lenses. We're actually gonna learn something from each other today, and we're actually gonna have a genuine connection. The thing about the spiritual path is, once you walk in it, there's no going back, and there's no destination. It's like climbing a mountain. You think, you know, you're gonna get to the mountaintop, but the whole journey of life is about the journey to the mountaintop.
Mehdi, could we go and share a song together?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'd read somewhere that music releases chemicals linked to feelings of pleasure, something my broken spirit had not experienced since my time on the Ventriloquist podcast. So me and my new friends gathered together for an improvised music session. That was cool. Oh, whoa. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes,
How's it going?
Hey, my name's Coco.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. I feel like you can certainly outflute me here. This was Coco. There was something about his presence that I immediately knew would help me in my healing process. Coco had studied various natural practices, so it felt like there was no one better to help me cleanse my mind.
Sometimes we say things when we're stressed or anxious and we don't really mean them, but we never actually talk about that. And I do feel like this is where we can start. It's just forgiveness, you know?
Well, that's literally almost like why I am here. Basically, like, you know, I said something a while back. A specific group of people took offense to it, a story I was making. You know, I'm just kind of like trying to learn how to just kind of move past that.
I can only speak from the things that have worked for me, and that has been directly confronting the struggle inside of yourself, with yourself. We're bringing up emotions that we haven't really taken responsibility for, because our ability to respond is one of the most important things that we have.
Can you hear me? You called Jeff Dunham an asshole. It's purely an opinion.
I'm not sure how well your argument there stands up.
Falling down a mountain.
Sorry, I think you lost me for
You
one
begin experiencing the world around you from your six senses. And it's only when we come and experience how we feel that we are going to overcome that pit in the stomach. And to me, that is growth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But no, that really made a lot of sense. I mean, I was like, not that it wouldn't, you know, yeah. But no, it actually, no, it all like starting to register slowly but surely. I felt like this was really working and the wisdom was really getting through to me. My mind was well on its way, so it was time to address my body and soul. I met up with Jacob, who took me to a big tree to practice some Tai Chi, well known to boost mood and alleviate pain. I guess if all fails, I'll just hit my balls on the tree, but hopefully not fall off.
Don't worry about your balls. This is the base of the chi energy, is just in that lower abdomen of yours. Try and bring it up to your heart and let it into this vast forest that we're in.
So far, being here has taught me a lot. I've learned basically that I'm the only person that can forgive myself. Is that something you believe in as well?
I just feel when your heart is connected to a place where there's 1,000-year-old trees and there's so much interconnectivity between all these beings, yeah, you feel it in yourself. And that forgiveness is for sure all-encompassing, you know? You can forgive anyone. You don't need to regret anything. I remember sitting in a DMT ceremony here, and I left my body into the astral field. And I'd been way out, you know, I'd been looking at the externalities. I'd ended up in a place where cradled in a large purple bubble was a small fetus, you know, in some sort of space station. And when I came back, apparently, unbeknownst to me, I had said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, looking at everyone in the eyes. Our deep inner beings want to be forgiving and to move on in the moment with love and compassion and kindness, for sure.
Thank you. This has been amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much. The Tai Chi really loosened me up and lifted my spirit. Tapping back into the inner confidence I had gained from my time with the residents of De Anza Springs, I unleashed my full body for a clay mask, a great way to detoxify my impurities. It feels kind of like Jell-O.
Yeah.
You guys like Jell-O?
Not really.
No? I guess like most
Too
of
much,
it. Yeah, most of it. Yeah, sorry.
This is a great example of what you're doing for content may come off as a hit piece on Jeff, just because it was like, oh, he's racist and he's an asshole.
As the clay came off me, my mind and body were feeling brand new, but there was still some kind of blockage going on in my soul. Hopefully at tonight's dinner, there would be some kind of breakthrough.
Thank you for the fire. 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 It's healing, it's healing, it's healing us.
You know, you called Jeff Dunham an asshole.
Our ability to respond is one of the most important things that we have.
I
You
almost
don't-
forgot about that.
For me, it's about moving forward in life, you know?
When you look at his characters, the photos of his characters might seem racist.
You don't need to regret anything.
I was just
some
curious
of
why-
Self-realization,
they
I'm
kind of
sorry.
come out-
soul-seeking,
I'm sorry.
Peace,
I'm sorry.
connection,
harmony,
Kind.
truth.
respect.
I'm sorry.
To be honest, I don't really remember much from last night. It was as if I had left my body. But when I woke up this morning, I felt completely reborn. So now, it was time to finally confess to my new friends the details of my past mistake. Just want to thank you all for having me here. I know over the last day I've been trying to learn to forgive myself, so I thought I would maybe share the story of why I'm here. So a few years back, I was with a group of ventriloquists, and at one point I called one an asshole. I didn't really think much of it at the time, and then a few years passed, and then recently they contacted me and we did a podcast together, me and some of these ventriloquists, and they brought it up kind of out of nowhere that this actually made a big impact on them and their community. They were unhappy, it turned out, and I was not even aware at the time. And just, I guess I'm wondering if I am forgiven.
What do you think? Yeah. How do you feel?
I'm ready to forgive myself.
Good for you, man.
Awesome.
Thanks for sharing, brother.
Yeah,
Absolutely, man.
brother.
Thank you. So that was it. Forgiveness. Even though the ventriloquist community would never accept me again, I now know that that's just a part of being human. Not everyone is going to love you. The ventriloquists of your life will come and go, but you can always find love within. I want to thank you all because, I'm feeling the most human I've felt in a very long time, and that I'm ready to put this in the past and just move forward. I feel forgiven and I feel happy and like I'm one step closer to becoming a better man. Does anyone here like the drum? Yeah, everyone has their own instruments. Do you have an instrument?
No.
Take the drum.
Or you guys could share the drum. How about that? You don't want the drum? No one?